let's talk about the boys across the pond in Wrexham. They end up taking an L 1-0 versus Harrogate Town in the FA Cup. That was the first round of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And the FA Cup dreams are shattered
Done.
for this year.
Before it could even start.
Scored. Yeah, before they could even really start. Tampa Bay scored, by the way. They were up 7-3, 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Anyway.
Gotcha.
Back to other football.
You lost to an EFL2 team that you dominated all last season. So to say Harrogate Town didn't have their number, they remembered last season. So this is just much more
ready to play.
Right. Yeah, this is more than just a get right game. This was vengeance on Harrogate Town's part. So they did what they had to do. Defensively, they shut it down. We had chances, just couldn't make it into the net there. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it does open up the schedule a little bit, though. Get a little more rest, though, on the other side.
It does.
So if they're going to make a push to go for the back-to-back promotions, get all the rest you can where you can get it, I guess. So
I'd say the only drawback, though, is that they're running at a negative as a club, right? To go further into the FA Cup would have certainly helped, soften that
the money wise. Yeah, it would have helped with the money for sure. But losing the first round, you don't want to do at all. But yeah. So, I mean, get rest, get better. I don't know. More time to practice on the training pitch.
Just don't sprint.
They are currently sitting in third, though. In EFL 1. So
they're 7-4-2 with 23 points. Third place. We finally get back into a regular scheduled TV show here on Saturday. They play against Mansfield Town, and we'll be back to normal scheduling here. So I think Saturday, and then I think we got a game on Tuesday as well. So back to the Tuesday-Saturday schedule. So.
Right on. All right, so let's switch gears, come back home to the U.S. women's national team on Wednesday. They get the 3-0 win versus Argentina in Louisville. Pre-match, Rose Lavelle was honored for being the 43rd player to reach 100 caps for the women's team. Her dog, Wilma Jean Wrinkles, stole the show with her own number 100 personalized jersey. It was really adorable. That dog was the slowest moving pup I've ever seen. Wilma Jean is adorable and a treasure, truly the Mudang of U.S. women's national soccer. But to the game itself, Naomi Girma in the 37th minute, off of a failed clearance by Argentina, she slams home the ball that fell to her feet to get the first goal. And then 7 minutes later, Girma again, header, deflects off of the corner from Lavelle, finds the back of the net. Off an own goal by Argentina. So basically she gets a not quite assist, but kind of should be an assist. If it was a US player that it went off of, it would have been an assist, but since it's an own goal, they don't give any assist there. But then in the right out of halftime, the 49th minute, Naomi Girma one more time off of a header cross was delivered by Bay FC defender Alyssa Melanson in her first cap for the team. Naomi Girma gets another goal. She's player of the match. So they get the win. There's your three goals for the win. Eva Gaetino and Mandy Hott also earned their first caps as well. So really hyped for, every single player that was called up got to play this time around in this 3-game window for the national team, which is not something that always happens. A lot of times some of these players will get their first call into the national camp and they'll just kind of learn and sit back and just kind of examine and learn from afar and whatever. This time, I love seeing that everybody got a chance to play. Alyssa Melanson got a lot of run in her game as well. I think she played almost the entire game.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken. So it's nice to see. And she got an assist too. So that'll certainly didn't help make Emma Hayes' job any easier for the next time,
Yeah.
Really make her think about it. That's great. Love to see it. So let's circle back to Bay FC now. They get the win 3-2 at Houston on Saturday. That win clinched a playoff spot. Rachel Kundunanji scored twice and also had the play of the year non-scoring category, where she basically stood on top of the ball, gave the come here, the taunt to the defender, and then she broke her fucking ankle right near the end line. It was a thing of beauty. and I swear to Thor, you need to check it out yourself if you haven't seen it yet. It is quite the highlight. So that was great to see. That win secured a playoff spot. Chicago ended up playing on Sunday, and they lost. So Bay FC jumped all the way up to 7th spot. Chicago's in 8th. Portland is in 6th. So upcoming match, they get to play one more game. It's the playoff quarterfinals. They are going to play the Washington Spirit on Sunday at 9:30 a.m. So right before NFL starts, we got Bay FC playing as well in a playoff game. So that'll be fun times for me. I guess I'm gonna have quite the sports morning on Sunday. Breakfast, maybe I'll like make some bacon and eggs or something, do it real special. I don't know. So the winner is going to play the winner of Portland Thorns play at Gotham FC. And that game actually happens like immediately following Bay FC's game. So if they win, they get to travel either to Portland or to New York. New York, actually, those are the 2 worst losses of the year. Actually, I think is the New York teams,
the Gotham
New
FC
York games, the Gotham FC. Yeah. So they ended up beating Portland earlier this year, 3-1. So if Portland can get the W, I like Bay FC's chances actually. If they win against Washington as well. Washington is down a couple of players. They do still have Trinity Rodman though, so that's going to be kind of tough. But really looking forward to the opportunity to see an expansion team. They actually set the record for wins by an expansion team in the NWSL. Those 11 wins.
With 11 wins? Nice.
Yeah, 11 wins. That's the record for expansion teams. They're also the second ever expansion team to make the playoffs in their first year. I believe it was the San Diego Wave that did it 3 years ago or so. So let's see what other notes. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. The Lauren Holiday Impact Player Award did end up going to Jen Beatty. For those of you that are NFL fans, it's basically the equivalent of the Walter Payton Man of the Year. It's the same. It's a similar type of award showing, community work and like off the field and stuff like that. So she's splitting her prize between 2 breast cancer society type organizations. So they're each getting a $5,000 check, and Jen Beatty is a hero, so in their eyes. So that's great. She's well deserving. She did a lot of great work for the community with that. So
nice.
One last NWSL note. The NWSL as a league cleared 2 million fans in attendance at games for the first time ever. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. So I actually do have the numbers of the last few years. So in 2018, they had just under 650,000, an average of about 6,000 fans per game. 2019, that number jumped to almost 800,000, which was 7,400 fans per game. 2021 dipped back down because you're coming out of the pandemic, so people were a little bit weary, and everybody had like isolated seating, so limited capacity. They were only they cleared 617,000. 2022, they clear 1 million. That averaged 7,800. Last season, 1.4 million, averaged 10,600 a game. And this year, like I said, 2 million fans in attendance. You did have 2 expansion teams that helped boost the numbers a little bit. But Bay FC drew a lot better than the other tenant in San Jose did this year. I'll say that. I definitely contributed to that as well. Kansas City, by the way, the Chiefs just scored a touchdown. They're up 10-7. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. So things are trending up for the NWSL. You have 2 more teams coming into the league in 2026. So I fully expect that 3 million fans in attendance is well within reach within a couple of years. They'll probably get to like 2.3 or 2.4 or something like that next year. And then in 2026, they'll probably go over 3, I think. That's gotcha. My that's just my prediction. Just seeing how the trend is going. Like in 2 years, you gained 1 million fans through the gate, and you only added 2 teams. So I mean, just that's where the numbers are lining up for me. I mean, and you're adding markets that are excited as well for women's sports in general. So